Welcome to TikTok's zombie apocalypse era. She is risen. Here's what was happening behind the scenes. Last week, Senator Markey put forth a bill that would have extended the stay on the TikTok ban for 270 days, claiming that because this ban was never debated in the Senate, they needed more time to look at it, especially look at the economic impact that a TikTok ban would have. At the same time, the Supreme Court was deciding on the constitutionality of the law that was passed that banned TikTok. The Markey bill was brought to the Senate floor, and all we needed was unanimous consent from senators to say, hey, it looks like we need a little bit more time. But we didn't get that because Tom Cotton, the senator from Arkansas, stood up and said that this TikTok app was a Chinese communist spy app. There would be no concessions, no extensions. And so then we had to wait till the next day to see what the Supreme Court said. They said the law that bans TikTok is constitutional, so we were kind of in a rough spot. In the meanwhile, President Biden had come out to say he has directed the Department of Justice to not enforce the ban, so there shouldn't be any interruption in service. And on day one of the Trump presidency, he would be able to invoke that one-time 90-day extension on the ban. Biden didn't want to be the one to invoke the 90-day extension because he thought that it interfered with the transfer of power if you were to do something that affected the first 90 days of someone else's presidency. So we thought we were good, right? Except Biden's own Department of Justice said that the language he used was not clear enough, and TikTok needed the Department of Justice or Biden to add that the app stores will not face enforcement or penalties. They didn't want to do that. They said Biden said what he said. But then Trump jumped in and he was like, I'll say it. I'll say that we will retroactively ensure that enforcement of penalties or bans or anything like that will not befall the Apple Store, the Google Store, or TikTok themselves if they keep service running, which is why you're watching me today. Now, Biden had the opportunity to add that language and be the one that saved TikTok, if you want to put it that way. Trump is the one who did issue that language. Trump will also tomorrow issue an executive order that invokes that 90-day extension, so TikTok will keep running for 90 days while they debate how a sale could go down. This is what I think is going to happen with the sale of TikTok. I'm going to move out of the way so you can pause to read. Anyone who tells you this is a stunt is woefully ignorant to how hard people work to try and keep this app on. And now that it's back on, that victory is going to be going to Trump. Now, as far as TikTok becoming state media or Meta buying it, I've not heard anything about Meta buying it. And state media means that the only people allowed to speak on it are people who project the state's opinions. TikTok remains a free and democratic place for anyone to use their voice to express themselves. And you can bet I'll be right here talking about every single one of the executive orders Trump is expected to put out, including the order that will start raids in Chicago this week and mass deportations. Every and any window to tell the truth is one that we need to use, especially as Trump 2.0 kicks in. I'm also grateful that my friends who make a living on this platform will continue to be able to put food on their table. Obviously, things are going quickly. There's a lot to do. I've just been behind the scenes trying to keep it on, but I will let you know what happens now that it's on and how we can stop this attempt to ban the platform once and for all.